All right, what's up, YouTubers and YouTubies? I'm your host, Mood Trapper here, and I'm here today with the top decks that won Worlds yesterday. So, for the people that don't know, Duel Links World Championship, which is Kcgt, was hosted yesterday by Konami, and we have the deck list of first place, second place, and other players. So let's go ahead and start with the first place guy. I'll give you my thoughts about each deck list. I really find a lot of questionable, choices and picks with the first place specifically. So let's get right into it. First, we have first place playing Gendora, Rose Dragon, and Photons. Now, it is a three deck format for the World's Championship, and deck choices are cool, but I'm not really digging the techs this player played. So, for example, we start with Gendora, right? Gendora needs usually protection. When they go first, they need a way to survive the turn. And usually what people do is play Kiteroid, and Kiteroid is searchable with Gear Gigant X, and every hand in Gendora basically gets you a rank 4 turn 1. So you go rank 4, search summon Gear Gigant X, search Kiteroid, and pass your turn. You have protection until turn 3. Then you can go for the crazy plays, banish everything, and so on and so forth, right? This guy opted to not play Kiteroid. He opted to play 2 copies of Pulse Mines, which is a not searchable card, in place of Kiteroid, in a 30-card deck. And he opted to play 3 Triforcitops, or I'll just call it Triff. Triff best deck, let's go. 3 copies of Triff and double White Princess. So basically, in terms of protection, he got 7 cards out of 30. Not the best ratios, I would say, but I guess it worked for him. When we watched the finals, he did go first. The way he survived the turn 1 was with the Gold Gadget and Silver Gadget. He had Silver Gadget on the field, so facing, I don't remember what deck he faced. I think it was Heroes? I don't know. Something. He faced something. That something did not have a way to get rid of the gadgets without destroying. Now, on destruction, they float. So all he had to do is Silver Gadget float into gold, gold float into red, and that's it. He did not need the head traps. So I'd say that was a lucky one. I don't know. You really should play Kiteroid in this. I really do think so. You should play Kiteroid in this. Why put yourself at a threat that maybe your opponent can fucking destroy you turn 2? Because that is very common, It is very common that people get to OTK you. And playing no Kiteroid really is not a good idea. So I think the rest of the list is fine. But yeah, Kiteroid really needed. Also, the Heavy Forward is such a good card. I would opt to play it at 2 or 3. It basically searches any Infinite Track card, and you're going to be searching Anchor Drill, which can allow you to OTK. Not only OTK, but also you can do guarantee to have a lot of plays turn 1 and turn 3. Now, let's move to the second deck he played. He played Rose Dragon, and of course, Econ Take at 2. He played 2 of them, and he won the tournament with an Econ Take. Econ Take for game in the last duel. Pretty cool. Now, for the choices he does play the Carrot Weight Champion. Now, Carrot Weight Champion has been dropped from most Rose Dragon decks that are, well, when I say most, I mean the tournament topping list. I don't mean everybody in like ladder and stuff, because ladder player would play anything. But in the top scenarios, Carrot Weight has been dropped for a while now. He opted to play 1 copy of that, which is cool. He opted to play 1 of the Yang Zing, the fire guy with level 4. He's a level 4 worm monster, and he opted to not play Baxia. Famous tech card is Baxia and the level 5 Yang Zing. Yang Zing, your Yazi is going to be destroyed. It's going to float into the level 5. You have a level 3 Rose Dragon Tuner, Synchro Shokan, get Baxia. Baxia, spin 1 or 2. and then pop a card on the field, special summon a card from the grave. You can pop the Basil Rose Shoot, which will activate, special summon another card. It's crazy. Baxi is such an awesome card, but he did not play it. He did not, I guess, see the need of it. Now, for the craziest thing, in my opinion, Photons. He played Photons here. Photon, like, the pick itself is not bad, but he main decks Photon Stream of Destruction at 3. 3 Photon Stream of Destruction is just straight up crazy, dude. When we were watching the finals, he searched the first Photon Stream of Destruction, and we were shocked. But we were saying, yeah, he main decks 1 copy because it's searchable. It's fine. And then he bust out the second from his hand. Yo, slam it and go for a game. Usually people don't play double, triple Photon Stream of Destruction, but it worked for him. Nice. Now let's go for second place, which was the fan favorite. Everybody was rooting for him, YuGiOh. YuGiOh played Rose Dragon. He had also the spiciest decks. He played Rose Dragon. Of course, everybody was playing Rose Dragon. He played Metal Foes and Necros. Now, his Necros list plays Master of Rites 2, which is not really that common. Usually play Master of Rites 1. But yeah, I think that this list is pretty good. I think it's very good. He sticks with only 2 ritual spells, Necros Cycle and Mirror. He does not play Kaleidoscope, which is nice. It's still fine. It plays 3 Banju, 1 Senju, double Trishula, triple Brio. All of these are normal ratios. Pretty good. But Master of Rites 2 was pretty spicy. I like that. Then we have Metal Foes. I don't have much to say about Metal Foes. Metal Foes deck lists are standard. They're all the same. This is the list. You know, it did pretty well in the for him in the Kcgt and the Worlds, but it failed him in the finals because the opponent had double Photon Stream of Destruction. Now, double Photon Stream of Destruction came in handy against Metal Foes. I can tell you that much about the finals. Rose Dragon, he plays the level 5 Yang Zing, which goes along with Yazi into Baxia. So he played that combo line. He opted to main deck double DD Crow. Now, let's talk about double DD Crow. DD Crow is really a very, very good card in this meta, because I'd say at least 90% of relevant decks do get hit by DD Crow. So what do we have? We have Rose Dragons, right? Rose Dragons, you can DD Crow their target with that they target with Basil Rose Shoot to summon from the grave. That's one play. Against, let's say, Photons, you can DD Crow their Galaxy Eye Photon Dragon when they activate Reborn to get it back on the field. So DD Crow is really, really a good card to play. We've also seen in like other events a lot of people main decking Stygian Dirge, but I think this time nobody did it because of the format of this event. The format is a 3-deck format, and everybody expected everybody to play heroes. Heroes are really not really that much affected by DD Crow, so I think that's with Stygian Dirge, I think that's why Stygian Dirge was dropped. That's my best guess. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my best guess. All right, these were the first and second place. Now let's move to the third and fourth. Oh, we only have fourth. We don't have third place. Fourth place, Fleshrin. He played PK, the most aggressive deck of the format. Let's go. Anyways, PK, favorite duel, and Spell of Roses. Now, what is favorite duel? Favorite duel is basically Heroes Flash. Whoever remembers that from past year, it is a stall deck. Bunch of traps. Favorite duel gives you a Miracle Fusion and Field Spell. You play 3 Neos. You play Neos Fusion. It's basically a stall deck. It's Shiranui with big beaters. That's it. That's really it. Rose Dragon is, it's a must-have. Every top player played Rose Dragon. The only thing that differs is probably the tech. So he main decks 1 White Princess, double Compulse, 1 Floodgate. And the other guy doesn't play Compulses, for example. No Econs, Tretch instead, stuff like that. Rose Dragon is standard. We don't want to talk about it. Now, we want to talk about this, though. The Phantom Knight's Order skill, playing 22 cards. Phantom Knight, main decking Needlebug Nest, and double Dice it. Now, I really, really do not like his tech choices here. The Phantom Knights of Wrong Magnet Ring. When an opponent monster declares an attack, negate that attack, then special summon this card in attack position as an effect monster. With the following effect. Quick effect, you can send this card and one face-up card you control to the grave and draw 2 cards. Holy shit, this card is bad, dude. I cannot believe that a KC Cup top player main decked this card. This card is so bad. Nobody played it in the whole existence of Duel Links. Bad players, good players, nobody main decked this card. The card is so bad. I don't get why he played it, but he did. Of course, he main decks Monster Gate. He's attempting to mill as much as possible, go for crazy plays. But yeah, you know, PK is really limited with the plays they can do. And I personally do prefer the other skill with real set cards. At least the other, when you play the other skill, you have Fogblade set. It usually play more disruptive back row that actually matter. So I kind of like the other list more. Even though I do think both of them are not super good in this meta, but still, at least the other one is, in my opinion, better. All right, top 8. We move to top 8. He plays Photons, Rose Dragon, and Heroes. Now, the typical is like 80% of the players, I would say, played Heroes, Rose Dragon, and then third unknown deck. It was, you know, somebody went with Photons, somebody went with PK. Everybody made their choice on the third deck, but the first 2 were standard. Now, he plays the favorite duel skill, so that is the stall version. A bunch of traps, a bunch of big beaters, and that's it, basically. That's the deck list. Photons playing 0 Photon Stream of Destruction, which is the normal, unlike the first place, which really played a abnormal kind of list. Double Tretch, a triple Expedition, triple Shovel Reborn, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Lances. Yeah, that is pretty standard. Clean looking deck. He got top 8 here. Rose Dragon, he did not opt to play Baxia in this list. He played Scrap Dragon. Interesting choice. I would personally play Baxia, but yeah, everybody have their own twist to these decks. He plays the level 5 Yang Zing, as we talked about. Level 5 Yang Zing it's a must-have in decks in this meta. And I mean Rose Dragon decks. And then he does play a copy of the level 4, and he plays Angel Trumpeter. He plays Angel Trumpeter with Revival Gift. So okay, Revival Gift, I can understand. Select 1 tuner monster from your grave and special summon it. Its effects are negated. Special summon 2 gift tokens, fiend tokens to your opponent's side of the field. I do understand that. You're basically locking your opponent from playing while special summoning a tuner. And usually the tuner you're summoning is the Rocks Rose Dragon, and on summon is going to search a card. So that is so much advantage, and you're locking your opponent from playing. It is limited to 1, so it's hard to open, but I don't really get Angel Trumpeter. I'm trying to understand why he played that. I just couldn't. I don't think it's worth it, really. You're changing the number of cards you have in the deck. You went up to 24 just to play this card and the red Yang Zing. I feel like it's definitely not worth it. Keep your consistency up. Drop these 2 cards, and this list should be fine. All right, top 16, Haru. Haru is a known good player. Not good, he's top tier player. He played Photons, Mechlord, and Roses. Of course, we talked about Roses. We don't want to go into that. Mechlord Decklist. So Mechlord's a new common deck. People think it's a competitor to Rose Dragon. It's supposed to counter it, but it can barely win matches against Rose Dragon, usually. It plays a bunch of traps, a bunch of removal, and basically they have a Triskelion. Triskelion is their boss monster, which can basically swing in, yoink a card from the opponent extra deck, and boost its self attack. Also, if you yoink a synchro from the opponent extra deck, you get to swing 3 times on opponent monster. So you can clear a board with a card like this. Also, there is a cheese play where you can rank Fork Seas into Heavy Armor Tray and Iron Wolf. And then activate it target Triskelion. Triskelion can attack directly, and basically that's game. Get farmed. The main card you want to search going first is Mechlord Army Deployer Obligato. Obligato is going to normal summon, activate, pop itself, special summon to Mechlords from the deck, and then you basically go for Gigant X, search a card you need. And if you happen to have YuGiOh in hand, then on Mechlord Destruction, you get to special summon it, and it's a spell negate, which is pretty cool. Another play would be Gigant X, search YuGiOh, and then activate the effect of the spell, Mechlord Assembly, because you're going to have this turn 1 every time, because of the skill. Activate Mechlord Assembly, discard a card, pop Gigant X, and YuGiOh is going to get special summoning. But this negs you hard. You go minus $1 billion to summon YuGiOh, so depending on the situation, not always this card is going to be, used that way. All right, now this is the saddest one. So Sen, this person, of course, he's a top tier player, very known top tier player. The last Worlds, he was, I think, top 3 or top 4. He unfortunately, I voted for him, of course, so in Duel Links, in the game itself, we had a survey, and like you can choose your 3 top players to win the game, to win the tournament. You get rewards for if they win. So I voted for him. Unfortunately, he dropped round 1. He lost round 1. But I do believe his decks are usually crazy good. Even though he did not win, he did not proceed to round 2 and top. I generally love testing out his deck list. They're always good. They always have something good in them. They always have an edge on other deck lists. So maybe pay attention to these 3 decks. If you're attempting to, take a deck from the tops you've seen today and, play it in ladder or play test it, I think you should take a deck from this guy. This guy is crazy good. So Rose Dragon, we already talked about that. Let's go for heroes. He plays Fusion Time. 3 Ferris, triple Stratos, 1 elemental hero, Neos Alias, double DD Crow. DD Crow is so good at this in this meta. Triple Liquid, double Increase, double Vion, Rhoda, Miracle Fusion, Cosmic Cyclone. Now, Cosmic Cyclone, I really think it's better than MST, but I think he uses it for the skill. Poly, My Body as a Shield, which is super spicy. I haven't seen My Body as a Shield in years. It's crazy to see this card now. Because this card is seeing play now, or he played it now, because Rose Dragon is all about destruction, and then you have heroes with Sunrise, which is all about destruction as well. So My Body as a Shield works pretty well against these decks. He main deck Stygian Dirge at 1 copy and 1 Floodgate. And the third deck he played was Phantom Knights. He plays the Phantom Knight Order. He plays a copy of Monster Gate, double Needle Ceiling, double Breakthrough skill, so he wants to mill this as much as possible so he can negate on his turn. Then normal ratios, and a single card trooper, which can mill 3 cards from your deck, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's see. We have Crown. Crown was playing Favorite Duel. Again, this is the stall version of Heroes. We have Rose Dragon. Typical Rose Dragon, no Baxia it seems. He plays Scrap Archfiend. Come on, then. Anyways, and we have Galaxies. See, not a single Photon deck we went to had Photon Stream of Destruction except first place. And this is it. This is it for the decks. I do think that the event today or yesterday went pretty smoothly. I'm actually shocked and happy at the same time. Konami tournaments usually for Duel Links usually have some sort of a fuck up in them. Last Kcgt, there was disconnection in the finals. There was a lot of delays, so on and so forth. But this time, Konami did it actually right. There was no delays. I think it was like just a 10-minute off schedule. That's it. And it went smoothly. Nobody had glitches. Nobody had disconnects. Everybody, was happy except the people that lost round 1, unfortunately. And yeah, this is it. I think the biggest decks going into KC Cup. Now, we have a KC Cup mid-September in like 17 days or so. So we got to start preparing for that. That's why I'm making this video. You got to take some of these lists, start playtesting, start practicing if you want to top the next tournament. KC Cup is mid-September. I think best decks going into the KC Cup, if no other new boxes come in, if the meta stays as is, I think Gandora is a huge contender in this meta. Of course, Heroes and Rose Dragon are the 3 best decks in this meta going into KC Cup. Also, you always got to keep in mind, during KC Cup, people come up with some crazy stuff that end up being the meta or shifting the meta. So these 3 decks of my choice are, you know, preemptive thoughts before KC Cup, before actually everything happens. When everything starts panning out, people are going to come up with something and the meta is going to shift. So these 3 decks that I chose might not be the best picks during KC Cup, but for now, these are the best decks to start practicing. Maybe playtest Photon, Stream of Destruction and Photons. I kind of want to play that. I don't think it's good. I think he just got lucky with it, but I will playtest it as well. If it actually is good, I might main deck Photons for the first day of KC Cup. But we'll see. I playtested Necros for like a whole week, and the deck feels good against people that don't know how to play, unfortunately. Against newbies, which is 90% of people on ladder right now. 90% are newbies. So against newbies, this deck claps cheeks. But yeah, I guess good players, usually they can play around Trishula, they can play around your plays. It is easy to beat, so here's that. Phantom Knights, I think, is no contender in the KC Cup unless they play the other skill. I think playing massive, very disruptive traps is the way. If they want to, you know, have a top. Favorite Duel is a really annoying deck. A lot of traps, so it might, you know, do something in the KC Cup as well. I think Mechlords are not going to cut it. I don't think Mechlord's going to cut it for the KC Cup. Mechlord, if they have their one play disrupted, which is Obligado basically, they're kind of dead, dude. They kind of are dead. They could protect themselves with Floodgate and, you know, some other traps they have, but you got to keep in mind, you need to stop your opponent from playing and then hope the opponent does not set spells and traps for you to make your Obligado play into Triskelion. So I don't know about that one, but we're gonna give it a try as well. This is it. This is gonna be it for me. Hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's a bit of a long video, but hope you enjoyed it. All the decks available are here. First place, second place, the most important decks are here. Take them, practice, and get to clapping. Let's go.